What is up, internet? I am back again. This is going to be a short video just going over some of the fundamentals that were in this great game that we love to call ESPN NFL 2K5. So what I'm trying to do here is highlight the way the guys move in the game. And if you look here, the running, they are very fluid. You know, if you kind of go back and forth, you see right now he's not really doing any kind of a stutter step here. But if I start to speed up and I start to give him more momentum, you see the little stutter step that he gets to do there. And that's important because it shows momentum. You know, and this game didn't do it as well as all pro football did, but you know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Even if you go forward and come back, he does a little bit of a momentum. And obviously, the more agile a person is, the more agility points he has, the better he gets in terms of the the movements. They become more fluid. And then you have your spin move. You have your shoulder, put down your shoulder and bump someone. You obviously have your dive move. You have a hurdle move in this one, where you can actually hurdle over people, which is kind of cool. And then your dive, like I mentioned. So that's that play there. Let's go ahead and do a pass play. And in this one, I want to show how the quarterback is holding onto the ball. So if you look here, he's got it on his chest. On his chest, on his chest. No matter how I move around, the ball's right in his chest. If I want to start running, then I can take off and run like a ball carrier. And if I want to go back to his chest, he goes back to his chest. And then right when I'm going to throw it, then he actually throws the ball. Let's take a look at that replay and zoom in on Delhomme here and just take a look at what he was doing here. See, he's got it in front of his chest as he moves around. And then when he sits still, he looks more like this, right, with the ball in his chest just standing there. But as he runs, now he's taken off. Now I've changed into a ball carrier, and I'm taking the option to run. So when he starts to run, he holds it a little bit more like a ball carrier with one hand, though. You know, as you can see, he doesn't really hold it with two hands or under his armpit. He's just running with the one hand in case he probably needs to throw at some point. But this is when you toggle back to passing mode again, and now this time he is holding it more with two hands in front of his chest. And then when he goes to throw it, you know, he's also like, you know, his hands are also like pumping there as he's waiting to throw it. He's just jostling, right? And then when he goes to throw, he delivers the pass. So we want to see that in slow motion. You can see him throwing the ball. All right, so let's jump into a game. I want to show you guys how the presentation works in this game. Presentation is key. They did a great job showing stats, overlays, highlights, just the replays, the way they show everything. It's really, really done very well. And I'd love for my game to have some aspects of this game. So let's go ahead and start this game. These are updated rosters. They're not anything, they're not brand new and they're not perfect, so keep that in mind. And obviously this is Chris Bierman, so from ESPN, so he's very solid, and the gameplay is, and the presentation is really, really good. So I'll let it play so you can hear the introductions.
While the teams are out on the field getting loose, the fans are filing in and finding their seats for the game. Hello and welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm Dan Stevens. Mr. Peter O'Keefe is in the booth with me as always, and Peter, we have some different coaching styles in front of us.
Different, but both effective. Jack Del Rio is a coach who puts a lot of emphasis on stopping the run, and it's something that his team typically does pretty well. John Fox is a different kind of coach. He's all about running the ball and would love to see 25-plus touches a game for his backs.
Well, all right, Peter, we'll keep our eye on them as the game progresses.
All right, so they go through, if you watch the initial intro, they pan around the stadium. They talk about the teams. They show the players stretching and practicing and getting ready for the game. So it's all the pre-game stuff that's happening, but it really does a good job of showing you the game and prior to the game, making you feel like the atmosphere is a legitimate football game with a huge crowd and noise and weather. And the commentating in this game is done very, very well. And the two guys who do it are fictitious commentators. They're not really, they're not real. They're just actors, and they do a great job, though. Best commentating to date. So as part of the intro too, they talk to you about the players, the best players in the team. They go through their stats, their bio information. So they do a really, really, really solid job with presentation. And I would love to be able to get there one day with the game that I'm working on. Let's just go ahead and do a few plays, and I just want to show you the way the play call screen goes and the way you audible, etc. So here's the coin toss. As you can see, it shows you everything. It shows you the receiver, the referee, throwing up the coin, and then you decide which way you want to go. And I got lucky, and I get to return it first. So here's the kickoff. Computer's kicking off to me, and my kickoff return guy is gonna come out and try to get some yards. So as you can see, if you look at the way the plays call screen worked there, kind of zoomed in. You have your last play stats in the top left. You have your scoreboard, your time in the game. You have how much time you have left to pick a play, the yards to go. So it's a very detailed play calling screen. It has a lot in here. If you look at the very bottom, you can see the different formations. Each formation's on a different page. So you have Hail Mary, you have punting, field goal, split, pro. And once you hit A, it takes you into that formation's plays. So in this formation, you have a total of nine plays, right? 3 different pages, 9 plays here. And then it lets you pick a play. So I just got a penalty. And this is cool too. The referee will call what penalty you had. It'll show a cutscene to the referee, and then you're back again. Let's go ahead and pick a running play. Just to, let's actually do an audible here. So before I do that, I'll pick an audible. So if you pull the camera up, you can see all your players. You can see your play actually is showing there. You can see the red line shows your running back getting the ball, and if you do this one, it shows the names of the players in the fatigue bars. Let's go ahead and hit A, and now you're the running back, and I didn't get many yards there. And then let's go back and pick a better play. Let's pick a pass play here so you can see. If I go to a pass play and do the pre-play or pre-snap, you see on the bottom all the different highlights. It's showing you the offense, the defense. And that's what happens at the beginning of any football game. It gives you a highlight of every single player, both on offense and defense, and really gives you an idea of who's playing today. Let's go ahead and pass this ball, and first down, baby. So that yellow mark there, that's basically the first down marker. Here, one of the replays that I was mentioning. Game does a great job showing you replays, making you feel like you're getting rewarded and you're seeing the cool plays that you do. So very nice. Let's pick another pass play here, and let's take a look at the line of scrimmage. So all the players walk up and line up. You see on the bottom the ticker's going through the defense now. And then the blue line is your line of scrimmage where the ball lays, and the yellow line up there is the first down. Let's go ahead and hike this off, throw it over, and I lost 3 yards. And it shows the defender there who made the play. Let's do one more play and show you how you can hot route. So if I were to pick, let's see the guy on the right, B with the red arrow. If I'm going to want to send him deep, I flick up on the right stick, I hit B, and now he goes deep. If I want to do a little post pattern, I flick top left, on the right stick and then hit B again, and then that's his post pattern. So I just audibled to hot route, and I threw to a different receiver. So the game has a lot of cool stats. It has a halftime show that goes through the halftime highlights. I'm not going to go through that, but I really wanted to showcase the way the game plays here. Next thing I want to do is show you one more cool thing about this game, and then I'll end the video. So we'll go to that next. So I'm going to let this play through so you guys can watch this and really get a taste of what this game had to offer.
Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Panthers walk away with a 6-point victory. Number 17 had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Number 13 threw 3 strikes to the end zone and helped his Broncos beat the Chiefs. In the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, we had the Eagles walk away with a 6-point victory. Colts, Patriots. Eagles walk. Number 12 in the red zone at the 14. He calls the signals and buys time with a quick rollout. Now on the move again, kind of flings it. Oh man, got the 2 feet in, touchdown. The Colts win this one by the final score of 21-16. Up in the HHH Metrodome, we had the Vikings end up on the short end of an 18-point shtick. The Redskins defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at Raleigh, Maryland. The Cardinals won on the road and will now head home to meet the Patriots. Chargers, Texans. Number 26 is set up right near the midfield stripe to get this ball and takes it just in his own territory. Jets right. There are a couple defenders there, but he outruns them. Where's the defense? Touchdown, 53 yards. The Chargers go on to win this by the final score of 31-28. Number 15 stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Number 14 threw for over 200 yards and helped his Bengals beat the Jets. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. Before we get to the big news of the week, let's do a quick shakedown on the rest of the NFL's injuries. This guy won't see action for a while, and that'll be a big offensive loss for his team. The diagnosis, a neck strain. He'll be out for 9 weeks. Now we'll move on to our top story of the day. This guy is going to find himself in street clothes for the time being, and that'll be a major blow to this club. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Up in the Windy City of Chicago, we had the Bears losing by 13. Over at the Cleveland Browns Stadium, we had the Browns get sent away with a 7-point loss. The Bills defense got to the quarterback 4 times in their win at Ralph Wilson Stadium. The Titans won on the road and will now head home to meet the Colts. And in our final game, we had the Saints come away victorious. So as usual, plenty of surprises around the NFL. And heck, we just got into week 1. My primetime players' game balls go out to these gentlemen, each one with a fine start to the season. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
All right, so you guys can see how the weekly wrap-up show, how much impact it has on your season, and how it really makes you feel like you're entrenched in an awesome franchise with all these different things going on, injuries, trades, rumors, news, highlights, and they do a hell of a job presenting it. And it is by far, not even close, not even a close second. It is light years ahead of what we have today, and this would be fantastic to have in the game I'm working on. But obviously, this is something that is a wish list item, but I just want to show the depth of this franchise mode and how much you can really do in here. It is pretty amazing. I'm not going to go into depth on the different options you have, but you have a whole number of things that you can do in franchise. This is by far the deepest, most detailed franchise mode in any football game ever made. So I commend these guys at 2K and Take-Two Interactive that made this game. You guys were awesome. I wish we still had you around. But I'm gonna make my game with a really good group of guys, and hopefully we can make something that is fun. It's not as it's not 3D, so it's not going to be like this game, but aspects of games like this are going to be part of my game. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for new devlog videos, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.